Hello everyone. I was making chapati and I needed a quick side dish, and I didn't have time to soak any chickpeas, but I wanted to make chana masala. So I picked up what I had in my pantry. I have these canned garbanzo beans. This is all pre-done and canned for you for your convenience. I'm going to rinse it out and use the canned chickpeas. I have Shan Masala, which I really love. I will be adding about 4 teaspoons or 4 tablespoons of it, depending on how it all goes, and some salt, which is really not necessary. Shan Masala already has salt. I'll be using an onion. I'm going to saute it, and then I'm going to add 2 tomatoes, bell peppers, just for color. It's Christmas time, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to add some curry leaves. This is optional. You don't really need it because this is more like a North Indian flair, and curry leaves is kind of, not necessary in this dish. And I have some garlic peeled, some ginger peeled, 1 green chili slit up. So let's get started with chopping onions, sauteing it first, and then we'll proceed. And I always save a little bit of garbanzo, like half a cup, because I'm going to grind it and add to the gravy later because it thickens up. Otherwise you'll just have pieces of chickpeas everywhere. But to make a nice thick gravy, the secret is to take some of it and grind it and add it when you add your liquids. Okay, I'll show you as we go. So I have my pan on the stove. I'm going to turn it on. And I have my onions chopped, my green chilies, my curry leaves. I chopped up my ginger and garlic roughly, and I drained the cans, 2 cans. It was, I think, about 15 ounces each. So we have 30 ounces of chickpeas. I took 2 handfuls and ground it and made it into a paste to add thickness to the gravy. And then my 2 tomatoes are all pureed and ready to go. You can chop them as well, but I chose to puree it. And I'm going to still chop my red bell pepper once my cutting board is free. So let's start with adding some oil in the pan and then move on to sauteing the onions. Pan is hot and I'm going to add extra virgin olive oil. Usually they don't use it for sauteing and stuff, but I'm going to add quickly all the ingredients so it doesn't have time to overheat. So first thing that goes is my onions. See, it barely made noise because olive oil, you don't need to kind of let it smoke. It's not good. So quickly toss in your ingredients before it starts smoking. I will in fact put all my ginger, garlic, my green chilies, everything, and let it come to a nice saute, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. I may add some turmeric powder, chili powder, some dhania powder, just to enhance the flavors, because the Shan Masala has its own flavor. So just to make it your own personal version, you can add. Saute it till it changes color. I did chop up my bell pepper. I love the color of it, so it's going to add tons of color to my dish. So my onion is almost wilted and changing color. At this point, I'm going to add my bell pepper and let it saute as well. It is a very delicious dish. I know usually we soak the garbanzo and then steam cook it and then make the chana masala, but when you're short on time and you have can of garbanzos, I usually keep some handy for situations like this when I need something in a hurry. At this point I would add some masalas, especially turmeric powder, which is good an antioxidant and it's antiseptic as well. So go ahead and add some masalas if you want. You can add red chili pepper, like the Kashmiri red chilies, to make it pop up in color. Some dhania powder to give body. So depends on what you like. Shan Masala has its own flavor, but just to enhance it extra, you could add some. But be very careful when you add salt, because the chickpeas has some salt and so does the masala. So be very careful. In fact, I would prefer you put everything together and add salt if you need it. This is my traditional masala box. I don't have spice rack as many people do in America. I just do this. I have all my powders in one place and I don't have to open multiple boxes. So I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, some dhania, 1 teaspoon of dhania, and this is Kashmiri red chili powder for color. So I'm going to add some, and then a cayenne pepper as well to add more spice. If you like our food spicy, you can omit those if you need. If you want it bland, just go with the Shan Masala. It has its own spices. You don't really need all this. It's just to personalize it from my point of view. Okay. So next we'll add the tomato puree and let it cook till all the rawness goes away, raw smell. Once you add the masalas, make sure your heat is low, otherwise it will start burning and smoking. Now we add our tomato puree, okay, and add 1/2 cup of water as well. Rinse the mixie bowl and add the water as well. I'm going to let the tomatoes kind of mingle and get happy a bit before I add water. So it's about 1 cup of water. Once the tomato is nice and wilted away, you can see a nice thick sauce. This is how the Shan Masala looks. I have about 3 teaspoons of it. I'm going to add to it. And for some reason, Shan Masala just froths away once it hits the hot pan. You see how it froths? I don't know if they put baking soda or something is there. But then it settles down in a little bit. If anybody knows what makes it froth that way, let me know. Masala is almost done. It may seem a little runny like now, but as it cools down, it's going to thicken. So finally the masala is done. We garnish with some cilantro and serve it with hot chapati or pulka or roti. So enjoy this dish. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe and like this channel if you like me to post more videos and for you to get intimated the minute I post. Thank you for watching.